It was the second week of August. My wife had a bowl of peaches on the counter ripening for jam, and by the next morning the kitchen was full of fruit flies, dozens of them, slow, lazy circles around the fruit bowl, around the sink drain, around the open jar of honey on the breakfast table. You wave them away and they come right back, cover the fruit, and they find the next thing. By the time I walked out to the back porch with my coffee, the house flies were already at the screen door. Bigger ones, landing on the porch railing, circling the compost bin, coming in every time someone opened the door. The fly strip I had hung in the doorway 3 weeks back was full and starting to smell. My wife said to pick up another box at the hardware store. $9 for 2 strips. Lasts maybe 2 weeks in peak fly weather, and that yellow sticky ribbon hanging in the doorway is not exactly something you want to look at all summer long. I stood there on the porch and thought about my grandmother's kitchen. She never bought a fly strip in her life. She kept a cut-down plastic bottle on the kitchen windowsill from June through September every summer for as long as I could remember. A few cents worth of vinegar and sugar inside it. Flies went in and did not come out. When it filled up, she dumped it in the compost and made a fresh one. 5 minutes of work, that was it. That was the whole fly program. I want to show you 2 of those old traps today. One for the large house flies that come in from outside, around the screen door, the compost bin, the porch. One for the small fruit flies that breed inside the kitchen. Different flies, different chemistry, 2 different traps, both built in 5 minutes from ingredients you already have on the shelf. Both catch hundreds of flies over a season. Total cost to run both traps all summer about $3. The pest control industry has no reason to tell you this. There is no money in a trap you build from a saved bottle and pantry ingredients. There is a great deal of money in selling you a new box of fly strips every 2 weeks from June through September. If you are new here, welcome to the Homestead Grandpa. Every week I put out a video on doing things the right way, the old way, and the cheap way. Hit that subscribe button right now so you do not miss a single one. 2 traps, both honest. Before the traps, you need to know which fly you are dealing with, because the method depends on it, and putting the wrong trap in the wrong place makes the problem worse, not better. House flies are the large ones, 5 to 7 millimeters long, gray bodies, 4 dark stripes across the back. They land on your screen door, your porch railing, your picnic table, your compost bin. They breed outside, in animal waste, rotting garbage, and decaying food scraps. They come inside through open doors and windows. What draws them? The smell of meat scraps, protein, old food waste, and fermentation coming from your porch and yard. Fruit flies are the small ones, 2 to 4 millimeters long, sometimes called gnats by folks who cannot tell the difference up close. Tan or brown body, bright red eyes if you look closely. They hover around your fruit bowl, your sink drain, your trash can, an open jar of jam, or a wine glass left on the counter. They breed inside the kitchen, in overripe or fermenting food, in the residue inside the drain trap, in the bottom of the trash can. Each female lays around 500 eggs in her lifetime, and the eggs hatch into adults within 10 days. That is why a fruit fly problem doubles overnight. Different flies, different chemistry, 2 different traps. Keep this straight and both traps work. Confuse them and neither does. Trap 1. The vinegar bottle trap for house flies. This is the outdoor trap. It goes on the porch or near the compost bin. It does not go inside the kitchen. More on that in a moment. What you need: 1 empty plastic bottle, a 2-liter soda bottle or a quart water bottle, clean, half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of plain table sugar, 5 to 10 drops of dish soap, any brand, a small pinch of active dry yeast if you have it. The yeast is optional, but it speeds up the fermentation and makes the trap work faster. The build: cut the bottle about 1/3 of the way down from the top, right where it starts to taper toward the spout. Pour the vinegar, water, and sugar into the bottom half. Stir until the sugar dissolves. Add the dish soap and stir gently. Too much foam reduces how well it works. Take the top piece you cut off and flip it upside down into the bottom, spout pointing down into the liquid. It creates a funnel. Tape the edges so it holds. That is the entire trap. The chemistry plain, apple cider vinegar produces fermentation esters, the same volatile smell that draws flies to your compost bin and your rotting fruit pile. White vinegar works but produces about 30% fewer flies because it has less of those fermentation compounds. The sugar and the optional yeast speed up the fermentation and add carbon dioxide to the mix, which fly populations also hunt by. The flies follow the smell in through the funnel opening. Once inside, they cannot navigate back out. The funnel that drew them in is disorienting from the inside, and most flies cannot find the small opening to escape. But the single most important ingredient is the dish soap. Without soap, flies that land on the liquid surface float on the surface tension and eventually find a way out. With soap, the surface tension breaks. The fly sinks immediately and drowns within seconds. The dish soap is what turns a fly attractant into an actual fly trap. Without it, you have built a fly buffet. With it, you have built a fly grave. Where it goes, outside, 10 to 20 feet from your screen door, your picnic table, or your compost bin, upwind of the area you want to protect. The trap draws flies toward it. If you put it inside the kitchen, you will draw more flies into your house, not fewer. Outside only. Refresh the contents every 4 to 7 days. The bait loses its potency as the vinegar evaporates and the surface fills with drowned flies. Dump it in the compost and mix a fresh batch. Within 24 hours of setting a fresh trap in active fly weather, you will catch dozens. Over a week, hundreds. One trap refreshed weekly covers the porch and the screen door from June through September for about $1 a month in vinegar and sugar. Before trap 2, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried a DIY fly trap, or have you just been buying strips and sprays every summer? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and your answers shape what I cover next. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. New video every week. Trap 2, the yeast bottle trap for fruit flies. This is the indoor trap. It goes on the kitchen counter near the fruit bowl, the sink, or wherever the fruit flies are gathering. What you need, one small empty plastic bottle, a half pint to pint size works best. 1 cup of warm water around 110 degrees, roughly baby bath temperature. Too hot and it kills the yeast and the trap does not work. 4 tablespoons of plain table sugar, 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast, 3 to 5 drops of dish soap. The build, cut the top off the small bottle the same way as the first trap, about 1/3 of the way down. Combine the warm water and sugar in the bottom half and stir until the sugar dissolves. Add the yeast and stir gently. Within a few minutes you will see foam beginning to form. That is the yeast waking up and starting to ferment. Add the dish soap and stir very gently. You want it distributed without breaking up all the foam. Flip the cut top piece upside down into the bottom to form the funnel. Same as before, tape the edges. Set it on the counter near where the fruit flies are congregating. The chemistry plain, live yeast metabolizing sugar breathes out carbon dioxide and ethanol. Fruit flies hunt by carbon dioxide the same way they hunt overripe fruit, which also releases carbon dioxide as it ferments. The ethanol is the second attractant. Fruit flies are specifically evolved to find fermenting fruit, and ethanol is the chemical signature they cannot resist. The combination of carbon dioxide and ethanol is more powerful than vinegar alone for fruit flies. The dish soap breaks the surface tension the same way it does in the first trap. Fruit flies that land on the foamy surface sink and drown within seconds. The yeast fermentation runs actively for about 24 to 36 hours before the yeast exhausts the sugar. Refresh the contents every other day in heavy fruit fly season, every 3 days for milder problems. Set 2 or 3 traps at once if the problem is bad. Multiple small traps in different spots catch significantly more than one large trap in a single location. Each trap costs about 5 cents to build. Running 3 simultaneously is still less than a quarter. Within 12 hours you will see fruit flies drowned in the foam. Within 2 days, the visible fruit fly population in the kitchen drops by 70 to 90%. One honest scope note, the trap catches the adult flies but does not address the eggs that are already laid in your fruit, your drain, or your trash. To fully eliminate a fruit fly problem, you need both parts. Run the trap to catch the adults. Clean the breeding source to stop the new ones from hatching. Wash out the sink drain with hot soapy water. Take out the trash. Throw out any fruit that has gone soft. The trap plus the cleanup solves the problem in about a week. The trap alone stretches it out. Safety, 5 plain words before I close. 1. Keep both traps away from young children and pets. Apple cider vinegar is mildly acidic and the dish soap is unpleasant in quantity. Neither is dangerous in small contact, but a curious dog or a toddler drinking the contents of a fly trap will get a stomachache. Place traps where small hands and noses cannot reach them. 2. Never mix dish soap with bleach. If you have cleaned the kitchen sink or counter with bleach, let it dry and rinse the surface before setting a trap nearby. Bleach and soap produce toxic gases when mixed. Standard household safety rule, worth saying plainly every time. 3. Use food-grade plastic bottles. Standard soda and water bottles are food-grade. Do not reuse a bottle that previously held cleaning products, motor oil, or chemicals. Residue contaminates the trap. 4. The yeast trap produces small amounts of carbon dioxide. In an open kitchen, this is not a concern. It is roughly the same as a loaf of bread rising on the counter. If you build several large traps and place them in a small closed pantry or basement, crack a window when you go in. 5. Vinegar trap outside, yeast trap inside. This is the most important placement rule, and it is worth repeating as a safety note because getting it backwards brings more flies into the kitchen rather than fewer. Here is what a summer of fly control looks like compared side by side. A box of fly strips runs $9 and lasts about 2 weeks in peak fly season. That is $18 a month, $90 across the summer. A bottle of commercial fly spray runs $12 to $20 and offers temporary indoor relief that fades within hours. The plug-in indoor fly traps run $30 to $50 plus replacement cartridges. A professional pest control visit for a fly problem runs $90 to $200 per call. Most households spend somewhere between $100 and $300 on fly control every summer. The 2 traps I just showed you cost about $3 total to run from June through September. Vinegar, sugar, yeast, dish soap, ingredients already on the shelf. 10 minutes a week to refresh the bait. 1 summer of using them and you will not go back to fly strips. 50 summers and you will shake your head at every yellow ribbon hanging in every doorway you walk past. My grandmother knew this. She never bought a fly strip. She kept a cut bottle on the windowsill and another one on the back porch railing, and the fly problem never got ahead of her. It was not complicated knowledge. It was just knowledge that got quiet once there was money to be made selling $9 fly strips to every household, every summer, forever. Build the trap. Set it where it belongs. Refresh it once a week. The fly problem you have been swatting at all summer starts shrinking the next morning. Tell me in the comments which one you are going to try first, the vinegar trap for the house flies outside, or the yeast trap for the fruit flies in the kitchen. And if your grandmother had her own fly-catching trick, the sticky paper roll, the basil on the windowsill, the cloves in a half onion, share it. That kind of inherited knowledge is exactly what gets lost when nobody writes it down. I read every single one. Until next time, keep the gate latched, the ground fed, and take care of what is yours.